What's up, guys? This is Ben. I am back with Mix of Six Live. It has been a while. Welcome to episode number 22. So, full disclosure here, it has probably been 2.5 months or so since I've been on. I got super busy I started coaching high school baseball this year, and a few weeks into the season, I just did not make the necessary time for this. So, I will thank our awesome guest here this evening for shooting us a message, looking to promote an event, and that got my gears kind of headed back in the right direction. Now that baseball season is over, and now we are back in action. So let's get rolling with tonight's flight, and then we will talk with our guest a little bit. So, first, I would like to send our condolences from all of us at Central PA Poor to the family at Windridge Farm as they navigate through a difficult time in their lives. So, if you're interested in learning more about that, visit their social medias. But our thoughts and prayers go out to them. Moving on to some recent stuff from the CPP crew. We just put out a new release with Something Wicked in Hanover, Pennsylvania. If you haven't got a chance to check that out, go ahead. John and Josh from Something Wicked joined Brett and Dave, and they talked about a ton of things. As always, their awesome story, some info behind their cool name. And matter of fact, I think it is their 8th anniversary tomorrow. So if you are in the area, head out, buy some beer, and wish them a happy anniversary on their journey. So we have a new episode out every other Saturday, wherever you get your podcasts. And shout out to Brett, man, because he has booked us up. I believe we are booked all the way like through September now. Tons of guests every other week. Coming up in the near future, we have Collusion Tapworks from York on deck. We have Mood Duck Brewery from E-Town, Starview Brews from Columbia, and our first time out of the little central PA footprint, we have an interview with Trace Brewing in Pittsburgh. So that is what is coming up for the CPP podcast episodes out wherever you get your shows and on YouTube as well. Also, a year and a half into this gig, we finally have a merch shop open up. So hit up our link tree on all of our social bios to see what we have to offer as far as the merch goes. And if you have something you in mind that you'd like to see, let us know, and we will certainly put that up there. And we appreciate all of that support as well. Let me see if we got anything else on the notes until I think that's about it. So we will now bring in our fantastic guest for this evening. It has been a while. I am fumbling through all of these. Here we go. There we go. Meredith, how are you?
Good. How are you? No need to apologize for fumbling. It's one of those days, I think, for everybody.
Oh, absolutely. How are you today?
Good, good. I want to echo your sentiments about Windridge too. They were one of our first, and they won't be with us this year, completely unrelated, but sending all our good thoughts to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you for that. Tough times.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can see through some of those. So, thank you again for reaching out to us. It has been a while, as I was telling you previously. Episode 22, but it's we took a little hiatus there. But you reached out about promoting an awesome event that you have coming up. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about Suds and Songs?
Sure. So Suds and Songs is put on by Redline Recreation. It is held in Redline, actually right off of Springwood Road and High Street. And this will be the 8th year. It started in 2015. We took 2 years off, one for, the plague and one for some bunch of unforeseen issues. So we weren't here last year, but we are back this year and we're super, super excited. It was started with just Windridge, South County, Gunpowder Falls, and Black Cap. If you're familiar with the Red Lion beer scene, which I guess may be a thing now,
On the way
Black,
up.
yeah, right, it's amazing. But Black Cap was kind of why it was started. It was the first kind of local brewery that we had in Red Lion, and if you're familiar with Black Cap, you know that Greg closed a couple years ago. Greg's reopening, It's kind of been a delay with, everything going on in the world and supply chain. He should be opening any time now. He also is working with, if you're familiar with Mex Italy, Rick the brewer from Mex Italy is going to be joining Greg at Black Hat.
Okay.
Pretty
Wow.
exciting. Yeah, it's going to be right along the trail, the Red Line Mile. So anyway, back to the beginning. We have grown exponentially every year since then. Our best year was 2019, before the world fell apart. We had 4,500 people. So
Wow. I was going to ask you that. What did not
yeah,
know what to
yeah,
expect. Holy moly.
yeah. It was a beautiful day, and it just worked out well. So then when we brought it back in 2021, the numbers were still good. We had about 2,000. It wasn't, like before, but I think people were still kind of wary. So we're hoping for great things Saturday. So it is free, and it is held at 5 Vulcan Lane in Red Lion. Pretty much if you turn on Vulcan Lane, you can't miss it. So it's the only thing there other than the Public Works building. Free admission. We have 4 awesome bands that are playing. We have Stone Biscuit. We have Rock Candy. Actually, Rock Candy's first, then Stone Biscuit. Then we have a band called Cole, and we end with Bottom Buzzers. So that band is kind of like it's a tribute band. And if you're familiar with Tom's record store in Red Lion, Tom is a part of that, and he's been a part of Suds for as long as I've been a part of it. So
So have you been involved since the very beginning?
I have not. So I was an
Okay.
attendee the first 2 years. I was still a teacher, and then I quit teaching and was hired, and I've taken over. So the past 6 years I've been in charge.
Okay.
And I love beer, so that kind of was a really good tie-in, of how we got everything together. Now, since this is kind of our first year back after everything, we're kind of back to basics a little bit this year. It's our breweries on site are just locals. So, Line of the Horse, even though it's originally from Hanover, it now is also set up in Red Lion, so they are going to be there. Scrubbies, I don't know if you're familiar with them. Okay, with
Oh
Emery.
yeah, we had Emery on the show.
Did you? Okay, great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Emery got us started at Suds and Songs 2 years ago. So he will be there. Black Cap is a bit of a question mark. We're hoping Greg and Rick will have enough to be there. As I last talked to them last week, they weren't sure. I told them to come anyway and just mark it and talk to people. So we'll see.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, right. Everyone's excited about them coming back. And we're also going to have brewery products. So Vicky's going to come with her crew, and they're going to have not just beer. That's one thing that really had been missing for years. She's going to have seltzers, fun, weird lemonades, all that kind of stuff. But she's also going to have, a stout here and there to balance things out if that's what you want. So we have just about all our bases covered. And then we have food trucks. We have 5 food trucks. We have the Kilted Griller, we have Walk Runner, we have Taco Bus, we have Midnight Barbecue, and we have Sarah's Creamery. So there's plenty of good food there too.
I'm so bummed out. I cannot. I'm going to be out of town, unfortunately. I
I was gonna
can't.
say you're gonna be there.
Summer gets so busy. We have 4 guys a part of the crew, and 3 out of the 4 of us are MIA this weekend. So
it's all right. It's all right. It's usually the first Saturday. It's usually the first Saturday in June. So this year we had to move it due to some wedding stuff. Not me, but other people. So it might be.
That's how this podcast has gone. Really, we build these relationships, and then it's like, I'll put it on the calendar. I will catch you next year, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because you get into summer, you get into this festival season, and there's no telling what people are up to on the weekends. So
right, we used to be the same weekend as Glen Rock, and then
yes, that's right.
They close early, so then people would come because we go from 1 to 8.
Right. Oh my.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm there from 7 in the morning till 10 at night. So parking is a little iffy, but we do have some lots, and we have handicap accessible parking.
Gotcha.
We also have a gator that I can run people who can't make it up and down the hill. And we're going to have 2 shuttle stops in town at St. Paul's on First Avenue and at the municipal lot on West Broadway, where we have food trucks. So we're going to have a shuttle bus just looping all day. And Uber and Lyft are always great options, just to be safe. But
absolutely.
Yeah.
So what was the original inspiration behind creating this event? Was it meant to be a fundraiser?
So it is a fundraiser for rec, and
Okay.
we use it currently to help supplement scholarships that we offer for kids in the community for sports and classes and all sorts of camp, all that kind of stuff. But it was originally started actually by the redevelopment committee for the borough because they wanted to focus on new business, Black Cat being the biggest one. Um, redevelopment didn't really want to continue it, so rec jumped in and said, "Hey, that's we like to party, so we are going to take over." And we did, and we kind of grew it from there. We even moved locations slightly. The first year, it was a learning process. Absolutely, they had beer jail, so if you were drinking, you had to stay in this snow fence area.
Oh
Um,
my.
oh yeah, the law in PA, as I'm sure you know, it's not really black and white on a lot of things. So we worked past that, and now you're allowed to roam freely with a beer in your hand, as long as you stay on the grounds. So yeah,
I like to think they're heading in the right direction in a lot of these things, but as we talk to entrepreneurs and stuff, they definitely have to jump through a good bit of loops as far as getting all the regulations go. But I'd like to think they're heading in the right direction.
well, absolutely. And if you've ever helped throw a festival or anything like that, it's not easy to do. We actually we partner with a nonprofit every year where we split some of the proceeds and they're able to pool the special events license because we as a municipality are not. Interesting, weird loophole in Pennsylvania. So the Shriners Hospital is actually the nonprofit who pulled it for us this year. And they're super excited. They're going to be running some raffles and running around. They are bringing clowns. So they really, really want to do this. So I talked to them about it and they're okay with whatever may happen to said clowns. But we talked about that, but it's going to be a really good partnership, I think, because all that money is going to help the Shriners hospitals. So it's all going to help kids, all the proceeds.
Oh, fantastic! So
Yeah.
people better bring their money, better get those chips ready to go.
Right. And it is family friendly. People do bring their kids every year. They'll set up pop-ups along the hill in the back and just hang out all day. It's beach balls and bubbles, and there's a creek to play in. So all good to go.
How far in advance do you start planning the next one? Like, are the other dates already being
Mhm.
thrown around for the 2024?
Probably on, let's see, 11, 12, probably the 13th, that Monday, we'll sit down and we'll say what went well, what didn't go well, what are we gonna change? I mean, there's a lot of vendors we bring back every year, like our
Right.
tents and things like that, but and our local brewers, but other than that, we start looking for everything right away. Oh,
Hopefully you're. Oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I have one more important thing because there's so much to talk about.
Of course.
So, those people who have been to Suds know, but every year we feature a different glass that is free for the first 1,000 people. This year it's a different one as we've had in the past. It's getting a little tougher and tougher to pick different shapes, but we're there. And it is a 16-ounce glass. We are going to be encouraging people to not pour into their glasses because it foams up really badly. So everyone's going to have plastic cups. But if you would like your free glass, try to get there early. We have people that line up starting at 11:30
Oh
usually to
my.
get the glass. Yes.
I saw that number on the flyer, 1,000
Hmm.
attendees in cups, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Wow, I had no idea what we were getting into here." And I'm
It,
hopefully your attendance is exactly what you expect, and if
it
not
is.
even more.
It's the best cups.
Hopefully this damn air pollution gets out of here and everybody can go out and enjoy.
It was a little Bernie today. Yeah, at Hershey. So
Oh my gosh. Yes.
so I think that's all I have unless you have questions.
Uh, everything that I had written down, we kinda just covered in the back and
Okay.
forth, so
Okay.
I
It's
am.
the weather looks beautiful. If you don't drink, just come hang out. We have free water for everybody. I have huge troughs that I bought that we're just filling with 2,000 water bottles and ice. So be sure to stay hydrated and safe and everything.
Absolutely. And if you get the date figured out, we would love to be a part of it going forward, and we'll get it on the calendar.
And I was
We'll
kind
get it on the
of
calendar for sure.
yeah, Vicky's the one who told me about you guys. I hadn't heard of you, and I am in a different mom world sometimes, so I apologize, but this is really
Oh, no.
cool.
No, I
Mm.
understand completely, and it's tough, like I said, it's tough, we're trying to plan these out and spread the
Yes.
word, trying to get out to different festivals and things, and
Yes.
there are 4 of us, and when we all can get together and get out, it's a blast, and it's a blast socializing and, of course,
Yes.
drinking the different beers and things, but it doesn't always line up accordingly, so thank you again for reaching out, and I'm sorry we won't be able to make it, but
Oh, it's okay. Next time.
absolutely, absolutely.
And if
So
anyone, like, hears about it and comes, just let me know. I'm running around
mhm.
like a nut with an orange shirt on, so say hi.
Yeah, for sure. Just a couple quick hitters for you, if you don't
Sure.
mind. So you mentioned earlier You have a a love for beer as well. What's your go-to in the local scene?
So I'm really digging Flux from Sign of the Horse right now.
Okay.
Nice IPA.
How
I
long
don't.
has that been open? Didn't they just open in Redline recently?
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get it wrong. I'm gonna say 2 months. I know everything was really delayed
Okay.
with them as well,
Of course,
but
you get
yeah,
supply chain and regulatory BS and stuff,
you
and
name it, it was
I'm s
Windows for somebody at one point. They just
oh
couldn't
my
get
gosh.
Windows or electric. Med couldn't get there or something. So
I've
yeah,
been slacking myself getting out and about with a little kiddo, and so,
I understand.
I just hit South County for the first time really recently,
Oh,
and,
what, the new one or the new ones?
the new location.
You've been to the original?
No, I haven't. No, I have not.
That's where I grew up. So
Okay.
it's a pole building, but it's such a cool vibe. It's just a neat spot. Yeah.
That's the Fawn Grove run?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
It's on my list, and I try to get try to hit them all when I'm out and about, but it doesn't always happen.
Yeah, I
But
love their sound machine no matter what. That's always a good dependable one.
yes, mhm.
But I'm an IPA fan if you couldn't tell, so that's kinda my
Oh,
jam.
I'm with you there. I'm with you there. Sometimes I'm kinda trending back in a different direction now. That's how I started into it, and I truly love it, but some of the hazies are getting a little bit too much for me. I'm more of the piney kinda.
A little too thick, yeah.
Yeah, but nonetheless, thank you very much for joining me. I hope
Course.
your event goes awesome this weekend, and I'm really looking forward to, building a relationship going forward with you guys, and best of luck with your event.
Thank you so much, Ben, and thanks for, doing this, and hopefully we'll talk for next year.
Absolutely. Have a great
Alright,
night.
you too, see ya.